How's it going, guys? I'm back at it again in here for another video, and in here for the well-awaited Q&A. I decided to bring it here early since I got a lot of stuff going on for the rest of November, and since I do have the free time and a good amount of questions, I decided to actually bring it up early. So I thank each and every one of you guys who were able to send in your questions, and I'm gonna have a really fun time answering them. And as well, I wanted to talk about a topic too that I didn't really get the chance to talk to about. That's really being about the world title and as well the WWE title being able to possibly be unified at WrestleMania 30. We did kind of touch a little bit bases on it on the S&D Google Hangout this week, so I wanted to get my full-on thoughts and opinions, and we haven't really seen it since 2001 when Chris Jericho was able to hold the belt, and then we had the brand split too afterwards in the Ruthless Aggression era, so it wasn't really that necessary to really have it then and have that go down for that. So now that we don't have the brand split no longer and the brand split is now done, to me I think it would be pretty fine with that, and as well for the younger fans who didn't get to see that, I think it would be interesting and something different, and I think it could work too up until maybe around WrestleMania time. I think that would be nice to have it, and just to add some more stuff going on for WrestleMania, and as well to add more to other storylines too as well. And the world title, sometimes it does start off the show and everything, and it's not exactly always in the main event, so that'll give the chance to have the world title now be in the main event with the main WWE title. So it, to me, will actually maybe have more people want to actually fight for the championship, have it be defended a lot more, and mean something at least a lot more too. So yeah, that gives a chance to have both titles have something to do right there for whoever's going to be in the main event, who wants to be in the main event and actually win the Undisputed Championship. So I think it'll be pretty fine, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't, but these are just rumors at this time. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are on that. Do you think it would work in this generation, or do you think it's just all rumors and it's not going to happen, and it worked in the past but it wasn't really going to work, or is not, to you, really going to work in this current generation? So there you have it with that one. Alright, so now getting into the actual full Q&A here, and I'm going to start things off with the first question that I do have, and shoutouts will be in the description box for you guys to check out, and these are amazing people, so definitely take the time to, when the video is over, of course, and check them out, and you definitely won't regret it. Starting things off with Team Alright, and his first question is, how many WWE or TNA DVDs do you have so far? Well, as you see behind me, I haven't really exactly counted how many DVDs that I do have. I might actually try and do that, but let's just say it's a hell of a lot of DVDs, and I guess you can already tell about exactly almost how much DVDs that I really have. Alright, so the next question is, how are you doing on WWE 2K14 video games so far? Well, honestly, I'm doing really well right now. I've gotten into the Attitude Era WrestleManias at this current time, and I've been trying to really defeat the streak and as well defend the streak for The Undertaker on his story mode, and it's really crazy as hell. It makes me feel like a fucking jobber. It's been really hard and difficult to do both, and it's practically where when you do get to actually protect the streak, it's really hard too, because there's a lot more you gotta be able to go up against the entire roster practically, and if you have guys on the block, that does count too. So I did notice that. I thought it was just the main people on the main roster, but it does count for the legends as well, so you will get to see them on there. And it does end up to be almost about an hour match long, so it's Undertaker versus the entire world practically at that point. And with the defeating the streak, it's really crazy, so that's what it is with that too. And the rest of the game, I have been enjoying it as of late. I like really creating the arenas and everything, and the models this year are really great. There's a lot of great, amazing details, especially too in this game, that I think people will enjoy. And I know it's different each and every year, which I like too, with certain games for certain years and everything, and this time of course was about WrestleMania and 30 years of WrestleMania. Last time it was about the Attitude Era and everything. Even though games may seem the same to other people, but to me each year there's something different. Sometimes there's new characters involved and other stuff to do. This time we got Creative Championship is back. That's really a nice addition that we haven't seen in quite some time, and honestly I have been getting really used to being able to play universe mode, especially this time around, since we can have longer rivalries and all that good stuff on there. And it's been actually really addicting, more than ever. So I've actually warmed up to universe mode, and a long time ago I didn't really care for it when it did first come out, but now it's actually not that bad. And of course I have been uploading some matches on my DFC Gamers Screen, so definitely go check out the YWC Gamers Extreme channel. So that's going to be really worth it there. So stay on the lookout for more matches to be uploaded on there. And I did have a lot of questions too on this one for Team Irai's next question. And what are your thoughts on TNA, on the possible new owner that could be coming? And to me, honestly, this is answering for practically almost everyone's question, and it's been going around a lot. I've been wanting to talk about that too. To me, I think maybe Jeff Jarrett or someone that knows the wrestling business should actually be able to pick up TNA, not Vince McMahon. I don't think he really gives a fuck about actually wanting to pick up TNA. That's just how I feel about it, so I don't think we want to see like what we see with WCW and have Vince McMahon be able to pick up TNA, and I don't think we're going to see something like that. I don't think Shane McMahon is going to be able to pick it up like we've seen a long time ago with WCW. So hopefully it'll be someone worth it, and we'll see some more changes, and I'll be able to talk about that too as we go on with the Q&A, since I had a lot of TNA questions and there's been a lot going on with TNA on that part. So I will be able to get my thoughts out there a little bit more on it, and then we'll see what happens with that. And the last question from Team Rai is, what WWE superstar would you really like to meet? There has been so many superstars that I would like to actually meet, and I'm supposed to be going most likely to a WWE Raw Live event in January, so I'm going to try and get the new VIP ticket, and I think I can meet actually, when it comes down to it, basically like two superstars. I know you can get a picture and as well an autograph, so I guess like a superstar each. I'm not really too sure how that works, but it seems pretty cool. I like that addition now that we can get to do that. It's mainly, I think, only for the house shows at the moment. I don't think it's for really much of for Raw or SmackDown or pay-per-view, but only time will tell. But at this time, I'll probably, if he is still going to be there, maybe Daniel Bryan or someone from the Shield. I think that would be pretty interesting. If Christian comes back, you definitely will see an update from me if I do get to meet him, since I haven't met him yet. And I only met Chris Jericho on WWE side, so at least that's a start for me anyway, which is damn awesome. So there you have it with that. Thank you, Team Marmite, for your set of questions. Alright, so getting into the next two questions that I do have here, and this one actually goes into Greg Devato, WWE's question, and as well with Shane Anderson's question. So I'm actually going to roll things up into one here, and Greg Devato's actual question was, your personal favorite Stone Cold or The Rock, and Shane Anderson's question is, who is your all-time favorite wrestler? Basically, it does go into that. Of course, for those of you who do know me, and as well for those of you who don't, I am going to actually be able to state this off, and I have done this before. I am a huge Rock fan, and I always have been. The first time I remember being able to see The Rock, and first memories of him was in a tag team match where I believe Kane was involved. I'm not too sure if Stone Cold was involved, and I just got hooked ever since. I loved how he was always funny and everything. He was always a huge part of the Attitude Era, and as well saving Team WF from Team WCW and ECW in the Invasion angle, and that was really cool to see. And his championship runs, and as well his great matches were really awesome to me, and he was someone that I could always really relate to. And even though he's doing the movie thing right now and is a movie star, and I don't know when the hell he's going to be able to come back, I think it would be nice if he was able to be a part-time wrestler, even though he technically kind of is, and to have that part-time type of deal like how Robert Van Dam has it, I think that would have been fun just to see more matches out of him. We did get to see him with CM Punk and John Cena, and maybe we'll get to see some more matches out of him, but it's really hard to tell at this point. So I don't know if he's going to be able to come back at WrestleMania 30. We did talk about that too as well on SCD's Hangout. So like I said, it really is up in the air on what The Rock is really going to be doing if he indeed does come back. I would like to see it, but unfortunately, I don't think we really are for a long time. So it really is hard to tell when it comes to that. So there you have it with that. So someone like The Rock, especially like him, I can always relate to. So he was one of those guys that actually really got me into wrestling, and this is the reason why I'm here. So hopefully I answered you guys' question on that. And what is your favorite all-time wrestling event? And damn, that is a really hard one to actually think about since there has been so many. I'll probably actually do a list on this as of right now, maybe about like a top 5. Of course, I stated time and time again that I really enjoy WrestleMania 18, one of my favorite WrestleManias. It was such a really stacked card, and it had a lot to it, and it was the 18th annual WrestleMania. So I really like the whole arena and the whole setup and everything, especially the musical guests, and it was really awesome where we had The Rock and Hulk Hogan. Another one of my favorite matches too. Just the whole storyline behind that, and having two of the all-time greats go at it at WrestleMania. I thought it was really awesome. So there is one of my favorite ones as of right now, to be able to have that on my list there. Also, I did enjoy SummerSlam 2002, where we had The Rock and Brock Lesnar match, and as well a couple of other matches too. That's where Rey Mysterio was able to have his first ever pay-per-view match, and I believe he went up against Kurt Angle, so that was really damn awesome. And as well, it was from my hometown in Long Island. So there you have it with that. So that was really awesome. I didn't go to that event. I wish I would have, but it is what it is, and hopefully in time I will get to go to the National Coliseum eventually sometime in my lifetime, and we'll see what's in the works with that. Also, for another favorite pay-per-view of mine, and I guess SummerSlam 2004, another one of my favorite pay-per-views. I have enjoyed that, and as well, there's just so many others. So it's almost kind of hard to actually go with the top 5. So you know, it always changes. And as well, Royal Rumble 2008, I went to that one where John Cena returned and won the Royal Rumble then for that time. And as well, we had Chris Jericho and JBL. I thought that was a really awesome match. And as well, Rey Mysterio and Edge, they were able to have their match there. So just to name a few, what really went down on that pay-per-view, that was really awesome. And another good friend of mine was actually there at that time. I wish I would have known him then. That's what pisses me off, 7-10. And eventually, hopefully, we will get to actually do something and maybe go to a wrestling event sometime in the future. So hopefully that will be in the works sometime soon. So there you have it with that. Alright, so moving on into the next question that I do have here, and that is from Ken O'Kevin, and his first question and only question is about what are your current thoughts on the state of TNA? And this is where I get more involved on my thoughts on how I feel about TNA, and thank you, man, for that question, by the way. And overall, with TNA, things haven't been really looking all that well, especially with them not being able to have their events be sold out properly, and not enough people are going there, so now they're looking to be going back to the Impact Zone, especially for TNA Turning Point, and I think from here on in, I really do hope they do get to go back on the road, and maybe at least every once in a while. So I'm pretty sure we still might be able to get to see that, and as well maybe be able to have more stars be able to be brought to TNA, and I think they do deserve some more homegrown talent, and they do focus on a little bit more too much on past WWE stars that really haven't been able to be acknowledged out there. I don't mind Ethan Carter being on the main roster right now. I think that's pretty cool. I'm actually warming up to him, but you know, I would like to see stars like Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, guys like that, and more homegrown talent and more exclusive stars for TNA to actually be able to make a name for themselves and be loyal to the company like that. So I would like to see that a lot more, especially for TNA. And right now, it has been basically kind of the same old shit to me, honestly. It really hasn't really changed that much, with something new. So, it shows that they are struggling, which I don't like to see that. And I know it's the popular thing to do, to actually hate on TNA. I do want to see them succeed and everything. But we'll see what happens with that. So hopefully with the new owner, we'll get to see some changes out of that. Maybe bring in some new championships. I think TNA does need that, like a mid-card championship. We did have the TV championship, but that wasn't worth it at all, and it was basically crap anyway. It wasn't really defended that much. So if we can have something like an Intercontinental title or a US championship, that would be nice. And to see something going for the superstars and actually having a reason to actually have another championship or a set of championships for them. So that's going to be it with that. My part for that with the whole mid-card thing. The X Division, that really isn't that much of really in a sense bothering me, but maybe we could see some more X Division guys. I would like to see that, maybe some of the past stars and some new guys too as well, maybe from ROH or from the other indie promotions, and be able to do a cross brand type of thing, I guess. Just to make things more interesting. I don't really like the current X Division title. It looks kind of shitty to me. I wish we would have had the old one back. I think that would have been really awesome. That's just how I feel about it. And definitely with the knockouts, please bring in some more knockouts. They are one of the highlights of TNA, and they are more aggressive and hungrier there. So hopefully we'll get to see maybe returning knockouts, since this whole thing with Gail Kim, and she's having basically an invitational and having anyone be able to step up to her. So there's only about a few knockouts, and that's not really that good. I know we had Lady Tapa in there, but she's not really doing much. I don't like the whole pairing with her and Gail Kim doesn't really need that, honestly. So hopefully there will be a change, and maybe Mickie James will come back to TNA. And I feel like with her whole heel run, it didn't really get to have the full jump start that it probably deserved, and it was a long time coming for the heel run. So maybe we'll get to see that be finished off, at least if Mickie James does come back. I know she's still doing the singing career, and she's still doing the indie wrestling as of right now, so I haven't really seen any new matches out of her on YouTube lately, which really sucks for me. She was one of my favorite and best parts of TNA, and it was really able to make it worth the while and worth the watch. So hopefully she will be able to come back, and as well the other knockouts too from the past. And maybe we will get to see like a new setup, because the same setup is always the same, obviously, and I would like to see a change up on that. Like how WWE changes up their pay-per-views. We get to see different basically Trons. I was trying to say maybe have a change up in the Trons, and maybe bring back the six-sided ring. I think would be pretty cool. I've been hearing rumors about that. That might be returning. I think that's a really great idea, since it was able to make TNA stand out, and it also made it different, which I really like. So hopefully we will get to see stuff like that. There's just so many changes that can be able to help TNA out. It's just not really out there more. So also another big thing that they really do need is a general manager, since Hulk Hogan's not there. Hopefully someone can step up to the plate and to be able to change things up a bit. I think that would be nice. Maybe have another show for TNA, at least like 2 shows. So that would be really nice. So we'll see what happens with that. So thank you, Ken or Kevin, for that question, man. Alright, so getting into the next 2 set of questions here, and they're from Thrashmaniac99. What's going on, man? And with his first question is, and he does want to know about which pay-per-views, like from Backlash and as well from Unforgiven, from back in the day, I would like to see brought back. And definitely they are up there with Backlash, Unforgiven, and all those other pay-per-views. And to have like not 2 pay-per-views in 1 month, I don't really like that. I like to be able to keep it consistent, if you will, and to keep it just a little bit more better that way, so things aren't cramped up and everything. And just to make things a little bit more better, maybe have the King of the Ring tournament come back, and as well have the King of the Ring pay-per-view, and then have it on the Raw. Basically, I think that would be fine. It's something fresh. It's something that we haven't seen for a hell of a long time. At least bring it back once in a while, or have it where we can see it during the summer. I think that would be fine. And I like how it used to be, where you always remember what month a certain pay-per-view was, unlike today, where it makes it a little bit more harder, and some pay-per-views are brought back for a little bit, then some are taken away, then we get to see a gimmick pay-per-view. And the gimmick pay-per-views, at first, it was okay, but now I don't really care for them all that much, and it's just weird just having a match type actually being a pay-per-view. It's not really all that worth it, and sometimes it can be good, but others it really isn't that great either. So just having an actual legit name for a pay-per-view just actually to me stands out more, and I would like to see some of those pay-per-views be brought back, just to have them yearly, so that would be awesome. And his other question is, who should buy TNA and not Vince McMahon? And obviously I did state that too before, so that was another TNA question that I did have. And of course, I don't think Vince McMahon, like I said, isn't going to buy TNA, nor that I care that I think he cares that he is going to be able to buy it, so it's not really a legit threat to him. So I don't think he would be the guy to actually buy TNA. Like I said, I think it would be someone else to be able to know the business, and as well someone who's a fan of wrestling and who knows what to do and to be able to run TNA. So thank you, Thrash, for those set of 2 questions. Alright, so for the next set of 2 questions are coming from Simon Aka HT. What's going on? And with his first question is, what should WWE do with CM Punk and Daniel Bryan to bring them back to the title picture, aka main event? Well, with me, honestly, I don't mind what they're doing right now, since they are feuding with the Wyatt family, and it looks like that's going to be the next upcoming feud for a while, especially going into the Survivor Series, which I think is really awesome. So to me, I think we're going to be seeing more of their altercations and everything after that, and maybe see them in the Royal Rumble match, and maybe things get a little bit heated between those two, but in a way still be friends. So it'll be like who can top who going into WrestleMania. Maybe, like I said too, we'll probably see a triple threat match between Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, and CM Punk for the title, with Daniel Bryan will probably win the title overall at WrestleMania, finally coming over of all the shit that he's been through throughout this year. So I think that would be most likely the possible best bet that could be possibly even happening, or unless we get a Daniel Bryan and CM Punk match at WrestleMania 30, just a singles match, and probably like an ultimate submission type of match, or an Iron Man match, since everyone has been wanting that too, even myself. So I'm pretty sure we might get a triple threat match, and I don't really know what Randy Orton would be doing at WrestleMania, so I think that would be my best guess too, and have that actual whole entire feud between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton be able to come to an end, and then we'll see a new beginning for Daniel Bryan as champion. At least that's how I think would happen. But if I was booking it, I think that's the way to go, and I think that's what most likely will happen, but only time will tell. So we still got a long way to go for WrestleMania 30, and a lot can happen up until at this point. So we'll have to wait and see. So that's what's going to make it exciting there. And then we get into the next question that you do have, and which pay-per-view should be removed from the 2014 WWE schedule. And with me, just basically the gimmick pay-per-views really at this point, and bring in some other pay-per-view legit names like Payback. I think that is fine. I don't really have too many problems with that, besides the whole power outage thing and everything, basically, and that's really it with that. Maybe get rid of Night of Champions, and since most of the titles are practically defended at every pay-per-view, so we don't really exactly need that much. So like I have with the last question with Thrashmania 99, and have like pay-per-views like Backlash, No Way Out, all those pay-per-views be brought back, or at least one of them anyway, and replacing a gimmick pay-per-view, which would be fine. And just to see that stay, I think that would be really interesting for the year of 2014 next year for that schedule. So there you have it with that. So thank you, Simon, for those 2 set of questions. Alright, so now moving on to next two set of questions that I do have here, and they are from the TNC Reborn. And his first question is thoughts on Billy Corgan possibly buying TNA. And I don't really know too much about him on actually wanting to buy TNA. I've been hearing a few rumors here and there on who can actually want to buy TNA. So it really is up in the air at this point, so anyone could really buy it. So I just hope whoever ends up buying TNA will be worth it. And that's all when it comes to my final thoughts overall on the selling of TNA and the sale of TNA. So there you have it with that. Who do you see beating Cena for the world title? With me, I would have liked to see Damien Sandow be that guy, since he actually lost his chance to be able to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and he was able to come just this close to beating Cena, and now he's the second guy to lose the Money in the Bank briefcase cash in. So with that match actually being really awesome, and I did enjoy that for that time on Raw where it actually kicked off the show, and that was really awesome. So maybe a guy like Damien Sandow, if he does get the proper build up now, and we'll see more of the aggressive side of him and him wanting to get retribution and redemption. I think that would be pretty awesome, since there really isn't that many guys that at this current time that I would like to see John Cena be able to face and actually have someone be able to defeat him. So Damien Sandow is the guy as of right now that I would like to see that happen to, unless someone else does step in. So I'm not really too sure about that right now, but my opinion can of course change up until then. So we'll see what happens with that, but Damien Sandow would have to be my main pick as of right now. Alright, so now we get into the final question that I do have for this whole entire Q&A, and that is from Wrestling for Life 811, and his question is, what is just one match you want to see at WrestleMania 30 next year? And to me, honestly, I would love to see Chris Jericho and The Undertaker go toe-to-toe at WrestleMania. We've seen them at an episode of SmackDown, I believe, and at least one pay-per-view from what I am concerned with at this current time, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong too, by all means. And I would like to see that match, especially once Chris Jericho comes back from his tour with Fozzy. I think that would be one of the dream matches, at least to me anyway, that I would like to see happen. And it does have a chance of happening too as well. Maybe we'll have Chris Jericho come back at the Royal Rumble, and then I would like to see him win that too as well. But if he does get eliminated, get frustrated, and actually want to be able to have his chance to be at WrestleMania again, and then go to The Undertaker, I don't want to see like what we've seen, like someone actually fight their chance to be able to face The Undertaker in a match. To me, you gotta earn it a different way, not in the match, and it just kind of feels a little awkward to me if someone's going to be able to have like a number one contenders type of match like we've seen before. I don't really like how that was able to happen, so I hope that was the one and only time that we did get to see it, like last year. So hopefully it would be just like where Chris Jericho would come back and then get frustrated, or maybe be a respectable type of match where both of them will be the face, and it would be something like that. And I think it would be something special in one of the matches of the night for WrestleMania 30, and I think that would be really awesome there. So there you have it with my answer on that. And as all for the rest of the wrestling related Q&A, thank you guys so much for your questions, and hopefully I answered them to the best of my ability. So maybe I will get to do this again for next month or something like that, and we'll see what happens with that. So I'm glad you guys were able to stick through me. I know it's a bit of a lengthy video, so I do apologize for that, but I just had a lot to say and a lot of questions, and we'll see what happens by the next one. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and until then, I will catch you guys for my Survivor Series pay-per-view predictions and review as that gets closer. And until then, hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video, whatever the hell that may be. Peace.